What's up, guys? So I'm King Lion, and as you guys saw, today's death battle is going to be Scarlet Witch versus Wally West. I know some of you guys are going to say, oh, well, he could just speed blitz, but yeah, that's not going to work. Speed blitz, for the most part, doesn't work with characters who can control his matter, his energy, or have the ability to, warp reality. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work for everybody. I know some of you guys are probably going to say that he could, travel back and forth through time. Well, he needs a cosmic treadmill. Titans, issue 1. Your boy got shot point blank range. There was nothing he could do about it, and he couldn't just travel back in time. He needed the cosmic treadmill to do that. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say Wally because, a lot of you are fans of Wally. I'm actually a Barry Allen fan. But the reason why you would say that and you wouldn't say the correct answer like Scarlet Witch, a lot of you guys don't know much about her. So let's discuss it. Why would Scarlet Witch beat Wally West? Like, what does she have in her kit that gives her the ability to beat him, but he can't beat her? Well, let's start. First things first, Scarlet Witch is a Nexus being. What that means is that she's a pillar of the Marvel Universe. That also means she has the ability to change reality, time, and space to her will. She can alter whatever she wants, pretty much. Now, is that true? Does she have feats to prove that? Well, yes, she does. Her first ever solo run, she fought another Nexus being, and there's a fundamental rule in the law of Marvel that no two Nexus beings can exist in the same physical plane. Well, she changed that law, and she did it because she has probability manipulation. She's the only Nexus being that has that ability, and because of that, anything is possible with probability. Again, clearly stated. It doesn't require a hand motion. It doesn't require her to say anything. It doesn't require a hex or anything. Her probability manipulation happens for whatever she wants to happen, it will happen. That's just how it works. Now, when we look at a character like Wally West, right? He's a speedster. Speedsters can have their speed taken. They can have the speed force absorbed out of their body. They can be mind controlled, which we saw in Infinite Frontier with Psycho Pirate. We've seen Gorilla Grodd do it. Like, speedsters are not immune to mind control. They're not immune to matter manipulation. And she has all those powers and abilities. If anything, Scarlet Witch is a better telepath than Gorilla Grodd or Psycho Pirate. I mean, hell, she can box with Emma Frost, Jean Grey, Professor Xavier, you name it. And if she can box with them mentally, then there's something he can do about it. Not only that, her thought process is faster than his. And I'm saying that because the way the Speed Force works is either you're going to have it go through your body or you're going to have it go through your brain. That's how Speed Mind works. When a speedster uses Speed Mind, they're taking the Speed Force and they're taking it out of their legs, arms, and their body, and they're focusing it to their brain. Now, when they do this, they're left open because when using Speed Mind, it shows you all the possibilities of things that could or could not happen, right? But it leaves you open for attack. And speedsters, like we saw with Barry Allen, there's nothing they can really do about it. There's literally nothing that they can do until it's over. Now, the thing about Scarlet Witch is that not only does she have probability manipulation, which is something that Wally West cannot counter against, but she has reality warping abilities. When we saw House of M, with 3 words, she basically almost destroyed the mutants. But how did she do this, though? Did she just affect the mutants? No. Well, we see from Mad Jim Jaspers that what she actually did was she destroyed the Omniverse, and then she recreated it to whatever she wanted it to be. Now, an Omniverse, whether it's DC or Marvel, is pretty much the entire cosmology. All realms, you name it, doesn't matter what it is. She broke all that down and recreated it. And when we saw Doctor Strange and we saw Beast having a conversation in the fabric of reality, trying to see if they could undo what she did. Strange said, bro, she rewrote it completely. I could probably try to undo the spell, but if I mess up even once, everything dies. Because this is how reality is now. She has truly changed it. And that's because when it comes to Scarlet Witch, she fundamentally has the ability to change the very laws of a universe. That's a power that even Dr. Manhattan doesn't have. You see, in Doomsday Clock, when Dr. Manhattan basically was trying to recreate a world without Superman, he couldn't do it. Because what he learned later on is that no matter what he did, no matter what he tried to change or what events he took out, an Earth must have a Superman. Even if he's evil, it has to have one. A Superman has to be there to do his job. We also saw this in World's Finest, when we see Clark deciding to step down as Superman, and the world basically a lot of people died. There has to be a Superman in DC for an Earth to exist in DC. It's just a part of its laws. And Dr. Manhattan himself could not change that. But Scarlet Witch, on the other hand, she can. She has the ability to change the very laws of a universe. And there's nothing a character like the Living Tribunal can do about it, or even Eternity. She's a pillar of the Marvel Universe. It's her right to do so. Now, speaking of the Living Tribunal, another thing that Scarlet Witch has is that she can travel to any dimension that she wants. And she can actually do it faster than the Flash can. We see in her newest series that she goes through all these different universes and realities in Marvel. And she did this before Darcy could say one word. She actually did it in between her words. And it was as if time stopped. Now, it wasn't as if she ran or she teleported. She traveled to those different realities and different universes. Again, to be able to travel all throughout Marvel before someone can speak as if time has stopped. Again, that's a speed feat even Wally West and Barry Allen just don't have. They don't have that. Because in this instant, it actually is travel. It's not teleportation. You see them actually traveling through, like actually traveling to each one. And they had many battles while doing it. Now, another thing about Scarlet Witch that she can do to Wally West that he just can't defend against, because we already have reality warping, he can't defend against that. Any psychic attack she does to him, he can't defend against that. And if any of y'all say, well, he can, he can't. Same thing when it comes to him fighting Gorilla Grodd. Same thing happened to him when he fought Psycho Pirate for Barry Allen. Same thing happened when Barry Allen got taken away by Pariah and put in an entire another universe. When it comes to speedsters, they cannot fight mind control like that. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. So probability manipulation, reality manipulation, and now mind control. Those are three things, three hacks he cannot fight against. Now, the next thing that she can do that he has no defense for is the fact that she could just absorb the Speed Force out of him. Because absorbing other gods and their powers is something that she's just always been able to do. Now, we know she can take the Speed Force out of him because, again, if technology can do it, other characters can do it, and other characters that we've seen, like Eclipso, Captain Atom, can just manipulate his Speed Force, even Dr. Manhattan, then you're not immune to someone taking that out of you. I'm sorry. Now, let's just say Wally West speed blitz, right? Let's say he gets it off. Let's say for some reason she can't stop him. Okay, well, she would just resurrect. Scarlet Witch has the ability to resurrect. She for the most part can't die. And not only that, she has the Orchard. It's a universe just like the white hot room for the Phoenix Force, where she can go rest or revive herself. She can also use magic while being there. Also, in her in the latest Trial of Magneto, we saw the Scarlet Witch can exist in 3 places at once: past, present, and future. And each one can use their powers, rather one is dead and one is not. While at the same time, Scarlet Witch is the living, she's literally the living Darkhold. Because she is the living Darkhold, she cannot die. When Cthulhu created the Darkhold, he did so as a way to escape of the purge of the gods. When they were all being destroyed by the Demiurge. I forget his name and I butcher it sometimes. But basically, he created the Darkhold as a way for him to escape, because as long as it survives, so will he. It's a gateway back into our world. But not only is it a gateway back into our world, the Darkhold cannot be destroyed. And since the Scarlet Witch is now the Darkhold, a living Darkhold, and she has absorbed the complete powers and totality of Cthulhu, there's nothing he could. What could you do? You can't fight that. Wally West cannot fight godlike characters. Neither can Barry Allen. At least not straight up. So I'm sorry. Like, she can resurrect. She can reality warp. She has probability manipulation. She can control time and space. Even in stars, she can freeze time. Matter manipulation, energy manipulation, mind control. She has too much on her kit. He can't kill her. Again, even if he got off a speed blitz, let's say he did kill her, she'd come back. Not just that, she has the ability to heal herself. She can bring she can bring back body parts, you name it. It's just, I'm sorry, it's just that simple. Even if we look at what happened in Heroes Reborn, right? If anybody doesn't understand how Heroes Reborn works, Phil Coulson made a deal with Mephisto and changed the 616 universe by basically making it to where Captain America did not get saved or he didn't get found. That's it. The 616 characters, for the most part, were the same. Some were changed. Some were altered because of the flow of time. But the Scarlet Witch was not. She actually got an upgrade, which was when she was fighting Blur, she absorbed Quicksilver's power and became the Silver Witch. But she still kept all her powers and abilities. And one thing she did to Blur that she could do to Flash, to Wally West, is basically just say no more speed. That is all she would have to do, no more speed, and that would be it. He'd be down. He wouldn't be able to do anything. Probability. What's the probability that you run and break your ankles? What's the probability that you run yourself into atoms? What's the probability the Speed Force leaves you? He can't fight that. He just can't. He can't fight the mind control. A character like Psycho Pirate, like I said, can do that. He can't fight the matter manipulation, the energy manipulation. He cannot fight the Speed Force itself being taken out of his body. He just can't. Matter of fact, when he fought Deathstroke and Deathstroke had the Speed Force, again, Wally is faster, but Wally would have lost that fight because Deathstroke is more of a combatant than he is. Actually, he went and cried because he knew he was going to die. So serious. But it's just that simple. I'm sorry. Scarlet Witch is too powerful. She has the ability to, again, as we saw from Mad Jim Jaspers, she can destroy an omniverse, remake it to her bidding. She can do whatever she wants, and there's nothing he can do. I'm sorry. She can create whole universes. She can destroy whole worlds. She is the polar opposite of the Phoenix Force. What's crazy is her magic and her power comes before the Phoenix Force, and this was in Contest of Chaos. We found out that chaos is in everything. So I'm sorry to tell y'all this, but yeah, she's going to win that fight. But I'm King Lion, and you guys have a great day.